See, I got me an idea, and I'ma put it to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress, cause by the time you hear
Good morning. So here we have another edition of Make It Happen Mondays. And this actually happens to be the last Monday of spring, 2023, right? And I started thinking back. I said, yo, you know what? The first Make It Happen Mondays that we did was on the first day of spring of 2023. So in a sense, we close in one chapter and we start another one, right? So the first chapter that we had in Make It Happen Monday was really about new beginnings, right? Starting something off brand new, whether it was that we was good at it, we was bad at it, whatever. We were just gonna start the mindset, right, of positivity, you know what I'm saying, and motivation. And really, when you think about it, positivity and motivation, that's fleeting. You know what I'm saying? That can happen now, that can happen later. You can have it now, you can end up losing it. You know what I'm saying? So really what it is even though you motivated about something, it can still be happening negative, right? It can still happen negative. It can still not necessarily go the way that you wanted. You can still wake up in the morning and be like, nah, I don't really feel like doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with motivation and inspiration and all that, because unless it's a constant drip feed of it, you're just going to lose it. And you're not going to end up doing what it is that you want to do anyway, right? So no matter... The drip feed that I'm trying to give you is the Make It Happen Mondays, the morning motivations, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that even if that motivation and that inspiration is fleeting, that you still have it, you know what I'm saying? I want to still be able to provide that for you, you see what I'm saying? So after the motivation and inspiration hits you, you got to do something with it, right? And it takes discipline. It takes consistency, actionable steps that you can use and move forward towards whatever it is, the goal it is that you have. Now, I hope you notice, I haven't told you to do anything in particular, right? Whatever your goals are, whatever it is that your desires are, that's what I want you moving towards, right? Okay, but it does take discipline and it does take consistency, right? So I'm gonna only touch on 2 points today, and that's it, right? The first point is make a list. Okay, listen, I got so many things going on in my mind. I think I told you, when I go to sleep, I feel like I replay back everything it is that happened to me that day. You know what I'm saying? And I end up reflecting. I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have said this, or I should have said this a little bit differently, or maybe I should have looked at this person that way, or man, you know what? Did I mess up and not open the door for that person who was walking behind me? I'm telling you, I go through everything frame by frame, word by word, discussion by discussion. And like sometimes, like I said, sometimes I feel like I reflect and I think a little bit too much, right? But it is what it is. When I'm trying to think of the step-by-step process by which I need to take in order to be able to complete some assigned task or project or something like that, I think of it in my mind like crazy. Like, I need to do this, that, and the other thing. And once I finish thinking about it, wouldn't you know it, most of the time I forget about step one. or step 6 or 7, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I write notes. I write notes and then I make lists of that. Now listen, you're gonna hear a whole bunch of controversy about lists and task lists and all that stuff. Oh, when you make task lists, that's not really anything. You can make a task list about whatever. You can say wake up in the morning, check box. You can say get dressed, check box, but you really haven't accomplished anything. You see what I'm saying? Well, I get it. And there's many variations of task lists that you can do. They got chunking and grouping and all this other stuff, right? Project based, whatever it is that you're gonna do. My point is that you need to write it down, right? You know, I talked about this past week on one of the morning motivations about how words mean something. Words are powerful, right? Because it's just another form of communication. You know what I mean? We also talked about how you got to be able to keep your word to yourself before you can keep your word to somebody else, right? You need to be able to speak things into existence. Now, it's not just some magical, mystical thing where it's like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna finish this project, and then you just sit back down and the project finishes. That's not what it's about, right? Again, actionable items. You need that discipline, right? So what I do is I write down, and better believe it, I write down what time I'm gonna wake up in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you what, when that alarm clock goes off at 4:30 in the morning, I'm tired. Everything inside of me is like, yo, man, this pillow right here is super duper comfortable, right? My wife is laying down right next to me. I'm like, man, listen, why wake up? I'm waking up because I wrote it down. You see what I'm saying? And there's something inside of me where I want to check off that box that, yes, I did wake up at that time. You see what I'm saying? So here I go again. Write it down. Make lists. You see what I'm saying? And that's just for waking up in the morning. That's just something that I said I wanted to do, right? But when you have a project that you want to do and you start checking off them boxes and you got a whole list, it allows you to be able to better reflect on what it is that you need to do, right? So I don't even know if that's the right word. Reflect, because you haven't done it yet. So look forward, whatever it is. You really want to visualize what it is that you need to do and write down them actionable steps of what it is that you need to do, right? So that's step one. Step two is do one thing at a time. All right, I don't care how many people out there in the world say that they great at multitasking. Okay, fine. You might be able to do a couple things at one time, right? But you ain't giving it 100%. There's no possible way that you can do more than one thing and give it 100%. All right. So now that you got your list and you got everything written down that you need to do it in, you can even put the order in which it needs to get done in, which is the higher priority and stuff like that. That's cool. But once you got that list and you got your marching orders, you're giving yourself a direction in which you need to take, just do one thing at a time. But when you do that one thing at a time, give it 100%. Yeah, people say, I could walk and chew bubblegum, Pablo. It's not a big deal. Okay, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But when you accomplishing tasks, give it 100%. Do that one thing and give it 100% so that you know that when you finish doing that one thing, you've done it the best possible way that you can, right? I would argue even saying giving it more than 100%. Give it 1,000%, right? You always be hearing people say, keep it 100. Nah, son, I don't keep it 100. I keep it 1,000, right? Okay, fine. Give it 1,000, whatever it is, but give it everything that you got. And don't give it everything you got so that somebody else thinks that you're giving it everything you got. You're the only person who knows whether you're giving it everything you got or not, right? Check this out. When I was growing up, right, I got this message from so many different people, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because it was different people from different walks of life. They used to be like, yo, Pablo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you killing the game. And I'm like, yeah, And they say, yeah, but it seems like you're only giving it like 50%. And I was like, and I'll tell you what, I kind of was, you know what I'm saying? And when I would think about it, I was like, yo, how is it that I'm giving 50%, but I'm still accomplishing all these things? Well, listen, that's twofold, and I'll get into the second one later, right? But I'll give you a little a glimpse of what the second one was. The second one is that my goals weren't out of this world. My goals were very believable goals, right? They were very attainable goals, and that's not what I want us to be doing. I want us to be thinking out of this world, right? Because that's how we're gonna get out of this world goals accomplished, right? But we'll talk about that later. The second thing is that I was outperforming other people. So I'm like, well, dang, why do I need to go 75%, 85%? Tell you the truth, sometimes I wasn't even going 50%, right? And I was still outperforming other people doing the same thing I was doing, right? But they was like, yo, man, that 50% for you is easy. And your 50% is like other people's 100%. You see what I'm saying? Why don't you start working at your 100% and you'll leave us all in the dust, man? And those are people who were with me. I had other people who were above me in social status and in life and in their version of success, right? And they were saying I would leave them in the dust, right? Give everything you can possibly do 100%, right? Give it 100%. That's all it is for me today, right? We're gonna complete that list, or at least move forward on that list. I got about 8 points, you see what I'm saying? But I want you to digest each one at a time, right? Just like I said, do one thing at a time. I just want you to digest these points one at a time and put them into actionable steps, right? Listen, like I told you, last season, spring, right? Well, we still in spring right now. This is the last Monday of this season. It was all about just being motivated and being inspired, and that was it. I'm telling you, summertime, we putting actionable steps together. Listen, a lot of times people are like, yo, it's summertime, man. I'm gonna be chilling, you know what I mean? Listen, I got the ocean behind me, and that's exactly what it is that people are thinking. I'm going someplace warm. I'm going where the sun is at. I'm gonna be chilling, maybe throwing a couple back, doing whatever. I'm not saying you can't do that, okay? Matter of fact, you could probably put that in your list. I want to spend time in the sun for X amount of time. You know what I'm saying? I want to hang out with my friends for X amount of time. But I'm telling you right now, those aren't the things that are going to help you accomplish your goals. You see what I'm saying? Unless your goal is to just hang out with your friends all day. And I don't think it is if you listen to this video right now, right? I don't think it is if you listen to Make It Happen Mondays, right? Nobody ever said I need help hanging out with my friends. You see what I'm saying? I need help laying around in the sun doing nothing, right? That ain't what it is, right? And if that's what it is that you want to do, fine. But I don't necessarily think that this whole environment that I'm creating here on the internet is something for you then. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking for people who are trying to make something happen, right? And I want to help them out, right? And I'll tell you what, it's helping me out too. You see what I'm saying? Because it helps me better align my thoughts, better align my actionable steps and all of that, right? So thank you for being there for me while I do this for y'all. You see what I'm saying? So once again, We still getting inspired. We still getting motivated, right? Because you need that, right? But I'm telling you, you can develop and create your own inspiration, your own motivation by accomplishing the tasks and reaching the goals that you set for yourself, right? So here we go, moving into the summer, right? Next Monday is going to be the first Monday of the summertime, and we're gonna continue on with these actionable steps. But today, all I did was give you 2. Is start writing lists, and when you do those things on that list, give it 100%. Do one at a time, all right? Just do one at a time, and you can make it happen. You see what I'm saying? Together, we're gonna continue on with these steps that we could do with discipline, right? And with consistency, and we're gonna reach our goals together, all right? Because I believe you can do it. I know you can do it. Now you just need to believe you can do it and know that you can do it too, right? Because together, we're gonna look at the world while we're doing it. We're gonna be like, watch me make it happen. With that, I'm gonna let you know one more time. My name is Paulo Rivera. Watch me make it happen.
When I'm in motion, I'm focused, thoroughly thought of my plans and the execution. You notice, ain't no time to think about it, only time to react. Your intuition under pressure, weigh you down on your back. I scribble thoughts in my palm, I sing it when I get home. Organize my inner visions while I'm chilling and calm. A politician's mind state, that means I'm nice on my speech. Plus, I peep the government, wait for my knowledge.